Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's Sunday Reset, we've got a long list of some deeper cleaning items. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting off here in my family room with dusting my fan. This is something I have to do fairly regularly. You're going to notice in my voice that I did lots of dusting yesterday, and that is why I sound like a congested mess. I have some serious allergies to dust, so every time I do this, I pay the price, but it is what it is. It has to happen. So I'm using this long dusting tool that we picked up at Home Depot 100 years ago. This is so easy for getting fans like this that are super high that I can't reach, but they get very, very dusty. So I'm just going to take a second to dust this off. And we're going to be doing a lot of deeper cleaning items today. You're going to notice my house is pretty clean. I had spent Friday night deep cleaning my kitchen and just kind of cleaning up, getting everything put away, getting everything decluttered. It was wonderful. And it allowed for me to do some deeper cleaning projects on Saturday. I actually was trying to get a lot of pre-filming done this weekend because next weekend my bestie is coming to town from Las Vegas and she is coming for a fun 3-day weekend. I cannot wait. And then the weekend after that is my 40th birthday. So we've got a lot of fun things planned. So trying desperately to just kind of get ahead of filming when I can. And I'm so glad you guys are here with me. I'm also getting really excited to put up Christmas decor, but I have to tell you, all weekend, I have been telling Danny how much I am loving the fall decor right now. I'm just not ready to get rid of it. Fall seems like such a fleeting season. It comes and goes so fast. I feel like we're so excited for it by the end of summer that we kind of just rush into it and then it's gone. And now the trees are bare outside. And I wish we could get like another 2 weeks of the beautiful foliage. So I'm still trying to just enjoy my fall decor for now. And we'll move into Christmas as we get a little closer to Thanksgiving. If you had noticed, I switched over to this other tool here to use for dusting. I desperately need to wash these. I just have to figure out how. They don't come off, so I may have to hand wash them. Either way, they're an excellent tool for getting all things high. I also use this tool to get any kind of cobwebs or anything from up top, and I'm also dusting the top little ledge there on all of my doors. I'm also dusting my light here, the light fixture that I have here at the bottom of the stairs. So that's what I am doing here. You can't really see it, but I'm just trying to go through and dust all of the light features or light fixtures, throughout my house. This chandelier here I had done last weekend right before I put the leaves on it. So I don't really need to do that one very much, but just going through and dusting as much as I can. And you're going to see me here run this along the wall where it meets the ceiling because this is where we do get a lot of cobwebs. So just making sure that all those cobwebs are gone. I do this a couple times a year and it really does help to just keep up with, all of the dusting and anything that's going to make the house look like it's just kind of living here and nobody's taking care of it. The next area that I'm going to work on are my pendant lights here above my island. I've talked about these 100 times. These are from Amazon and I love them so much. I think what I love the most about them is how they just kind of disappear when they're not turned on. I will be honest, when they are on, they can get really bright, so I typically keep them dimmed to at least 50%. But when they are turned off like this, they're perfect. They just blend into the kitchen and I love it. So I'm using some glass cleaner and a microfiber cloth here, just something that isn't going to leave. If I use paper towels, it just leaves a bunch of lint on there. So using the microfiber cloth here just to wipe them down. I've been trying to do this at least once a month. I often would forget about these, but I'm trying to just stay on top of them. And with Thanksgiving only a couple weeks away, I'm trying to do a little bit of more deep cleaning every single weekend just to get on top of it so we're ready to host. I am so excited for this week's videos. Yesterday, I filmed my 2023 Thanksgiving tablescape and it turned out incredible. I can't wait to share that with you guys. That'll be coming up on Wednesday. And in Friday's video, I plan to share with you our meal plan for Thanksgiving and a couple of our family favorite recipes. So definitely look out for that one. It's going to be a good one. And for those of you who like the Cook With Me's, it'll be something similar to that. So hopefully you enjoy that. But really looking forward to the Thanksgiving holiday and slowly moving into the Christmas season. While I had the glass cleaner out, I'm just going to go ahead and do the mirror here in my entryway and get this nice and clean. It did have some spots from the bats that I had on here for Halloween, but you guys, I'm back to wanting to paint my front door. I know I talked about this in a video a little while ago. I really want to paint my front door. I'm starting to not love the pigeon color as much, maybe just because I feel like I've stared at it so much, but I feel like I'm ready for something different. I really want to paint it black. I know a lot of you told me not to, but I don't know. I feel like it would be so beautiful, especially for the holiday season. Ideally, I would like to get a new door. Maybe I can talk Danny into that, just getting a new door maybe, but I want one with a really big glass, opening at the front, something to just let in a lot of light, not having to leave it open with the storm door, although I do like that too. I'm also back to wanting to paint my island. I want to paint everything. I want to paint my entire downstairs. I want to get rid of the pale oak and paint it with a white and neutral color. And I also want to paint the island back to alabaster to match the rest of the cabinets. I just feel like it kind of stands out a little much and sometimes it makes things look cluttered. I do like it. I think it's pretty, but I think I would just like it more if it was back to the alabaster and it just kind of blended in. So stay tuned. We've got some big projects coming up here in the next few months. We're working on one currently, so that'll be fun. That'll be a video coming up in not next week, but the week after. So watch for that. We haven't done a project in a while, so I'm excited to share one with you. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we have coming up in the new year. I definitely have a lot of big projects that I want to do. One of which is painting the entire downstairs. I do think I might hire somebody to do that just because it's such a big project, but we shall see. I'm going to take a second here to change the curtains on my in my living room here. I did get longer ones. My intention is to pull the rod up higher, closer to the ceiling. We do have a pitched ceiling in here, so I can pull it up a pretty decent amount. So these are going to hang a little bit on the floor, but it's just because I eventually want to move them up. That just was a project not for today. I did not have the time to do it today, but I will be doing it here in the future. So I took down the shorter one and then we put up the big longer ones. I could not figure out how to get the ends off of this, but then I realized, or Danny realized, I should say, that we just take it apart. I felt kind of silly, but sometimes you just need somebody else to come help you brainstorm. I purchased these from Walmart. They're less than $10 each. They're super affordable, and I like that they're nice and sheer. Right now with our walls, the pale oak color, I like having a white curtain. However, and I didn't want it to take up any light. However, I have plans to paint the downstairs white, and I would like to do a Roman shade and then a nice colored curtain here, probably something in like an oatmeal color. I also want to get a new rug for our living room. We're talking about getting a new sofa because ours is trashed. Like, so many things that I want to work on now that we've been in the house for 2 years, and just some projects. You know, we've had our sofa since Vegas, and just some things that we want to change and work on. So it'll be a work in progress. I have picked out the Roman shades that I want to do in all the windows, so that will be coming up eventually as well. We've got a lot of windows in our great room, so that is not a cheap project, but one project at a time. Got a budget, make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a bunch of debt trying to do all of these things. As we move into dusting the furniture throughout my house, I want to talk a little bit about the planner that I keep showing. I know that somebody's going to ask. That is the Passionate Penny Pincher planner. I love that planner. I discovered it last year. I've always been a planner person. I used to do decorative planning. I used to have a planning channel, all of that good stuff. That's how I got started on YouTube. But I just don't have the time for the decorative planning right now. I would love to go back to that, and maybe one day when I can make YouTube my full-time job, I'll have time for those things. But for now, I really just need something that's going to be very, very functional, and it's going to help me, keep track of lists and what we have going on and meal planning. So I found the Passionate Penny Pincher home planner last year, and I love it. I've already bought my new one for the 2024 year. I have to be honest with you, it's the best planner I've ever had, and it has an entire checklist across the top of daily things that you should be doing just to help you stay on track. So I absolutely find so much satisfaction in checking those things off. I will link the planner for you down below so you can check them out. If you're a planner lady and you have not tried this one, I would highly recommend it. It may be a game changer for you. This is one of those chores I should probably do more often, the dusting. However, it's hard for me sometimes to make time to do all of the things. This is definitely a chore I should give to my kids. They could absolutely do this. And if I didn't have this channel, I probably would. But being that I do like to do the cleaning here on camera, I tell my kids often, just leave it. I'll do it in a Sunday reset. And that's because I don't want to be cleaning something that really doesn't need to be cleaned. That feels inauthentic to me, but I also should probably do this a little bit more often because as I was doing it, I realized just how dusty things actually were. So just running that duster across the top of most things, it only took about 10 minutes and it was easy to do. So I'm now going to go in with Leaf Shine. This is by Miracle Grow. I have it linked in my Amazon store. But this is what I use to just dust off all of the leaves on my indoor house plants. So I have a lot of indoor house plants. They actually have gone down. I have less now than I used to. They were everywhere, but I have really cut back because I felt like they were making my house feel a little bit cluttered. So right now I do have several of them down in the basement, kind of living on a table by a window, not too close to the window, but close enough to get sun. But I've definitely cut back. Just something else to have to clean. I do love the look of a lot of greenery, but I have moved to I'm probably like 50-50 when it comes to silk plants and real plants. So I'm going to go ahead and just dust these off very, very gently. If you're not cleaning your plants, I would highly recommend that you do this. I try to do this at least once a month. This helps your plants stay dust free and allows for them to collect as much sunlight as they possibly can. And as we're slowly moving into the winter months and we have less and less sun, they're going to need as much as they can get. So make sure that you're dusting them so that they can get all that beautiful, glorious vitamin D. Moving outside, I desperately needed to get my front porch cleaned up. It was kind of a hot mess. Danny had already come over and taken the jack-o'-lanterns that we had out that were, falling apart. And so he grabbed those. But I needed to take down like the spiders and the Halloween stuff so we could get that put away. And Danny had been working on getting our big spider webs and the big spiders down off our house. We invested this year in a little fog machine, so that was on our front porch. So we got that put away, and I'm just going to use the blower to get rid of the leaves and get that all taken care of. Full transparency, I had all intentions of cutting back like my hostas and a lot of my plants, but I did not get a chance. I ran out of time, and that's okay. But I desperately need to do that. We did have 2 nights of below freezing this past week. And so we definitely, a lot of my plants have just retired for the season. So I need to cut them back so they don't look gross and get really yellow. But that's not going to be today. That's a project for another day. I am definitely nowhere near ready to take down fall here on my front porch. I will keep fall through Thanksgiving, and then it'll be time to switch it over to Christmas. So I'm just going to take a second to kind of rearrange my pumpkins here, and all of those little terracotta jack-o'-lanterns that we made this year, I am just turning them around so you can't see their faces, and then they're just pumpkins. So that's a little trick. I think you've probably seen that everywhere, but just turn your pumpkins around. Then they're just pumpkins and they're not jack-o'-lanterns, and they still look great and add, beautiful color to the porch. So don't have to take any of those down yet, and I can still love them. And that, my friends, is going to bring us to the end of this week's Sunday Reset. I know I still have a lot of fall content here for you, but hopefully you're okay with it. And hopefully you still come back and see my Christmas decorating videos, even though I'm probably the last one here on YouTube that's ready to decorate for Christmas. So stay with me, I hope, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful week. Take care, my friends.